Hello there. In this video lecture, we will see India needs a mix of green and traditional power sources. As we know that Indian population started to grow tremendously. At the same time, we need to provide all the basic needs for the human being. In this process, the electricity is one of the basic need for the human life. So in this green technology class, we will try to see how India can make these traditional power sources, mixing of the green and traditional. What is the traditional? What is the green power sources? In this case, the traditional means the old generation of the power city happened by the thermal power stations. And what is the green power sources means zero carbon emission process they are going to be adopting. In this case, the first one is going to be the solar panels, wind turbines, hydraulic power plants, and this will comes to this category. So in this case, the Global Environmental Fund. The Global Environmental Fund is one of the watchdog. It's providing the funds to the different kinds of the country peoples. So they are, what is the main function of this Global Environmental Fund? There we can see in 1990s it was established for high growth clean energy. As we know that the carbon emissions are depositing in our environmental in terms of the solid as well as the gaseous form. So the main purpose is we need to reduce it. So then how? So the Global Environmental Fund is providing such kind of the helping to the different people. And what is the main function here? High growth, clean energy, energy and resource efficiency, environmental and sustainable natural resource management industries throughout the world. The main function is they provide the clean energy to this global. So it was located in Washington and District of the Colombo, United States of America. So where they will serve, where they will give the service. So they are giving the worldwide in this case. So in continuation of that, what will happen? The Global Environmental Fund is going to say that there are opportunities in India for clean energy and environment and natural resource management. So the funding agent used to see the different countries where we can provide these opportunities. So in this process, they are providing the different kind of services to the world. The growth opportunities. So in the growth opportunities, as we know that every disaster will bring good opportunities. Some people, they are going to be able to catch it because their skills levels are going to be much better. They are going to be matching with that disaster condition so that they can make the huge amount of the profit from that part. The renewable energy field are rapidly shifting from the developed world to the Southeast Asia. Suppose in America, so then we can take it this part, the developed countries, this is going to be growth opportunities they shifted to the developing countries. So European countries such as Spain are cutting down on subsidies. In this case, the initially they started to spend the funds they invested in the Spain. So then what will happen once they reach to the certain target? Then the Spain is started to reducing the subsidies. So then what will happen? That the funding agent is start to looking to the outside. They found that the India is have the great opportunities. So in this process, what will happen? The Spain was the most required country until the 5 years ago. So then why it is not? Because they are reducing the subsidies. And they also have been rolled back in Portugal, Italy and Ireland also. In this case, they also achieved such a clean energy target. So then once they reach it, these countries are not providing that level of opportunities to these funding agents. So then the business opportunities from the new installations seems profitable in India. So the solar power capacity in India. So then what will happen? This funding agents is not only doing the part, and they are going to be estimating what is the required for the human being to over here. So in this case, what will happen? It has leaped from only 8 megawatts 3 years ago to 905 megawatts. So because they have started to investing the lot of money and a lot of infrastructure here, that's why it was increased from 8 megawatts to the 900 megawatts power they are generating from the clean energy. In this process, the Reliance Power also they invested around 40 megawatt solar power plant in Pokhran near Rajasthan to reducing the emissions around 70,000 metric tons per year. It is going to be the monumental the reduction of the carbon emissions. There we can see 70,000 metric tons per year. So the Reliance Power handles the portfolio that includes the various forms of the power generations from coal, gas to solar, wind and hydro. So as we know that the Reliance has the power stations like thermal power plants. Now they shifted to the solar and wind. So these are going to be a clean energy they are going to be generating with zero carbon emissions. The gas plant seems to have a great future as their emissions are lesser than those from the coal. Yes, this is going to be giving a promise. Reducing the 70,000 metric tons per year, it is not an easy matter. And how to attract different players in this case? The India government have to take precautions to attract these kind of the funding agents to the India. So the promise that renewable holds for India also depends on their pricing, the government fiscal policies and their availability, and such other factors also going to be including in this process. So that's why if in the Italy and Spain also they faced the same problem. So now they are going to be looking at who can provide such the facilities. So India energy to mix have 40% renewable sources by 2030. So that what will in this case? The country climate change target for Paris to be set 35% emission intensity reduction below the 2005 levels. In this case, they given in the Paris climate meeting, India has promised 35% they will generate the electrical energy. The government source confirmed that aggressive target for renewable energy capacity was worked out. India has given a target for 2030 that's going to be 350 gigawatt electrical energy must be generated from the solar as well as the wind power. So out of this, the government expected 250 gigawatts from the renewable solar power and 100 gigawatts from the wind power. So that's the contribution. We have to develop this one parallelly. So in continuation of that, India government has already committed to 100 gigawatts of solar power and 60 gigawatts of wind power by 2022. These are the targets they given, and accordingly they called the bidding for the different kinds of funding agents. So in this case, so UPA government also has given a target of 2022. They have to develop 100 gigawatts of the power from these two sources. The projection done by the government suggested by 2030, India would have a total built up power capacity around 850 gigawatts in this case. So in this case 35% it's going to be possible by providing these kind of things. For this one, intended national determined contribution under the Paris Agreement we have given. And the green drive over here, at least 40% the energy must be come from the non-renewable sources. The NDA government already, this is the target they are given, 100 gigawatts from solar and 60 gigawatts of wind power from 2022. And the hydro power could be also additional to 15 gigawatts over the existing roughly 50 gigawatts. So then in this case, utilization of existing 25 gigawatts in gas based power could be enhanced around 10% at present to 60%. So they are going to be trying in other way also. So what is the main outset from this part? So how and why the global environment fund shifting to India, that we have seen. Once the target is reached specific country, they are reducing the incentives. So automatically that environmental fund is shifting to the developing nations. What are the growth opportunities in India? As we know, the populations are growing, the basic need also required, and then there is a huge amount of the opportunities are there in particularly India. And solar Indian capacity, we have seen that it is increased to the 900 megawatts electricity we are generating from that. How to attract the different players? India energy mix up to 40% renewable sources 30-30 and green drive. So thank you, and we are doing the series of video lectures to make you to educate. For more updates, follow the channel.